Drew actually woke me up. He's like, Mark, it's ready. What time did you call me at? Like 4:40?
Something like that. Just to
Something
make
like
sure like
that.
you're actually awake. We're recording at 5, so.
Yeah, we're recording at 5. Like 20 minutes later, I had to set up the lights, you know what I'm saying? Turn the lights on, actually. For instance, I was in the dark. I had just got a haircut. Wait, look, there you go. See, now you can notice it. Look. Sheesh. My hair was actually really, really long. Like, it was like, could you tell how long my hair was, like, off my Instagram, Drew?
I could tell that you lost a lot of hair when you posted that story, and it was like all on the ground.
Yeah, a lot had came off. Look, it's like way more. Like, it looks controlled now. Like, it doesn't even touch. Like, I don't know. I just gotta go style it. I had just got back from the haircut appointment. I just crashed because I was so tired. But it feels good to have a haircut. How often do you get haircuts?
Not very often. My hair doesn't grow that fast now. I swear, like I have the hair of like a 70-year-old man. It's obnoxious. I freaking hate it because my hair used to be so thick, and my barbers would always be like, "Yeah, you're never gonna lose your hair." I'm always jealous. Like I spot good hair from like a mile away because I'm jealous immediately. Like your hair, I'm like, if I could just like strangle you and just like take your hair.
Take your hair. Yeah, so we got Kate Kalvach coming on the podcast today from NBC's The Voice, and this should be a good one.
Season 22, the current season, the one that's
current season. Oh, she just requested right now. All right, let's get her in right now. First off, how was your Thanksgiving?
I actually didn't celebrate Thanksgiving this year because I after I got eliminated on the show, we just stayed like in California for a week and did literally nothing. So me and my husband just like hung out and didn't really do much. I mean, we ate food on Thanksgiving, so I guess that's all you do on Thanksgiving anyways. But yeah, so I don't know. This season is kind of weird. It doesn't feel like Christmas is almost here or anything, but
you're like, there's nothing to be thankful for.
It wasn't like a boycott. It was just like it happened that way. So, you know.
Well, do you have any Christmas plans?
Usually my family just gets together and, you know, we're not going to do anything major this year, I don't think, just because I didn't know what my schedule would be like with The Voice. So we didn't have anything set in stone. So I don't know. I'm sure it'll be chaotic and fun and all the cousins will be together and, you know, we always sing and hang out. So I have all these little cousins that are younger, you know, and there's 3 cousins and then like my siblings and stuff. And anytime we get together, we always write songs and sing together. Like we do these silly songs. And we call ourselves Cousins in Cahoots. So we'll spend like while all the adults, I mean, I'm an adult, but while all the grown-ups are like watching football or something, all the cousins and I will be like writing our latest hit, you know, and we'll sing the songs for the family. And we always do like a big performance. So it's really fun. We just did it like in October when I had a break from filming The Voice. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we always write some good songs. We've got some called The Creepers and the Crawlers, songs about each individual cousin. It's fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How has your life changed after The Voice?
It really hasn't changed that much. I think the main thing that changed was just my mindset. I've always wanted to make music. I've always felt like I was meant to do it, but I never had like the confidence and the boost to do it. And being on The Voice, being coached by Blake and Camila and just told over and over again, like how much they love my voice and how much they think I'm meant for this, I'm coming home with like a whole new perspective that I didn't have before the show. And then of course, like in the airport, a few people recognized me and like, that Sunday I was at my husband's soccer game and some people were like, "Hey, are you the girl on The Voice?" You know? So that's happening every now and then, but it hasn't drastically changed or anything like that.
You talked about your husband a few times on the show. This is what I found. I hope it's actually accurate. He's a singer and a rapper from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about him and your relationship with him, and kind of like y'all. But you talked a little bit about it on the show, but kind of expand on it if you don't mind, like your story with him.
So I met my husband in college. We both studied music, and he was just the guy with so much swag, and all the girls loved him, and like he just was like that guy, you know.
Like
And
Mark.
Yeah.
and I've always been kind of like, you know, introverted and more quiet, you know. So anyways, how we ended up meeting and talking, just it was so random. Like we just met each other and immediately became like basically dated the day we met, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And we got married like really quick. We just knew it was right. But he just I loved how creative he was. I loved that he was an artist and still is. And anyways, so we both respected each other a lot with our musical desires and talents and stuff. So yeah, and now he's dabbled in production quite a bit, and he's been producing all of my music. And we write songs together. He's working on songs in English now. Yeah, so we pretty much just do it all together.
That's really cool. And what was your husband's reaction to like you getting on The Voice, the email back?
At first, his reaction was very like very what's the word? He just was not he didn't act overly excited because he had never seen the show, cuz he grew up in Europe, and
Okay.
like they have their versions of like The Voice and stuff, but it's
Oh, it's like a different.
yeah, and it's not that big of a deal. Like he has friends that have done it, and it doesn't really get you that much like afterwards, you know. So for him, he was like, why do you want to do this? It's going to be a waste of time. And then when he realized like the people who've come out of The Voice, like we love Morgan Wallen, for example, he was like, are you kidding me? Yes, let's do this.
You're super excited.
Yeah, like once he realized what it was and like how big of an opportunity it was, he was losing his mind. So excited.
What was your favorite moment or memory on The Voice?
I think my favorite memory on The Voice was working with Camila for my for the live shows. She like that whole arrangement for You're Still the One with the strings and everything. I don't know if you heard how it was kind of different than the original. That was all Camila's idea. Like she came into the rehearsal with these really cool ideas to make it a pop song. And I just remember standing there like, is this real life that I'm watching Camila like work with the keyboard player, work with the bass player? And she was like asking me what my vision was and helping make that happen, you know? So I think that was my favorite moment. And it wasn't recorded, like it wasn't on camera. So it was the first time I had a chance to interact with her without all the glam and the people. And, you know, it was just like really personal.
Lots of opportunities are probably opening up for you now. Do you have anything coming up?
Yeah, I'm planning to release a full album. And I have a few songs that are in the works right now that I'm going to be releasing in January. I'm even working with like some fellow artists from The Voice that I'm really excited about. I can't announce yet who it is, but I'm very, very
okay.
Yeah. So I've got lots of original music, and then I'm also going to be releasing like some covers, and I'm working on like a studio version of Anyone, the version that I did on The Voice.
Yes.
So yeah, we're hitting the ground running. We're doing it. We're going to release a lot of music.
That's good to hear.
So you were talking about Christmas earlier. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, I think White Christmas. Yeah, it's just a classic. We just watched it the other day. It's so good.
Mine's, I think, the Santa Claus from the 90s. I have to rep the 90s on here. So.
I love Santa Claus too. Did you hear they're coming out with a show about it too on Disney Plus?
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a reboot. Tim Allen is in it.
Wow, that's crazy. What's yours, Mark?
Mine definitely got to be The Grinch. I love The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Like the Jim Carrey version, or like
the Jim Carrey version.
That one's good.
100%.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
I think The Christmas Song is my favorite.
The
The
Christmas.
Christmas song.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I love that one.
Okay. So yeah, what's something that surprised you about the voice, the experience when you went on there?
I think what surprised me the most was like, you know, you go out to Hollywood and you think it's going to be cutthroat, you think it's going to be like people are going to be mean and stuff, but it was the complete opposite. I was so pleasantly surprised by the crew, the staff, the people that you'll never see on the show but like work behind the scenes, the coaches, everybody was just working for your benefit. It felt like they wanted the best for you. And I've heard that it's not like that on every TV show, on every reality show. So yeah, I was definitely pleasantly surprised by that.
Camila, Gwen, and Blake all turned for you at the very last second.
Yeah.
What was it like waiting for that last second for them to finally turn around for you?
There were so many things going on in my head in that moment. Like, part of me felt this urge of like determination, like I'm gonna get them to turn because I just knew that they had to turn, you know? And then there was like fear and there was anxiety and like, oh crap, my family flew out for this. I'm gonna disappoint them if nobody turns around, you know? But like, I don't know, it's indescribable, that moment when they finally turn and I remember the moment when I saw Blake's face and I was like, he looks exactly the same as TV. I feel like I'm having an out of body experience where I'm like watching this show, but I'm on it. Like, it was so weird. I don't know. So many things.
Why was Blake your first choice?
Because I watched the show like since the day it came out and I always loved him. I loved how he worked with people and like kept a relationship with them after the show. And he just felt like a dad, you know, just like a proud dad that wants to work with you and encourage you. And honestly, that's who he is. He's very authentic.
Yeah. And then later on, Camila and John both tried to steal you. Like, why did you go with Camila for?
I chose Camila because she was most in my lane of what kind of music I want to make. And I just felt like she really would understand me as an artist. We're close to the same age. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to see what it was like to work with her. But I did go to sleep that night like, crap, I don't know. Maybe I should have picked John. I don't know. Because both of them would have been so great to work with. But in the end, I'm so glad that I had the chance to work with Camila. She was incredible.
What was the difference between Camila and Blake's different styles of coaching?
Blake is he's so like kind and encouraging. And I mean, he'll tell you when he wants to critique you, like, and he wants you to work on something. But I don't know. In my experience, I just literally felt like it was my dad just sitting in a chair, listening to me sing and just like so happy and like just encouragement is what I got from him the most. And then Camila was just more on the creative side, I would say. Like, I came into rehearsal with her and it was like, okay, what's your vision for the song? Let's make it cool. Let's change it up. Let's do this, you know? And so it was a little different than Blake, where it was more like I just came in and sang and he talked about my voice and everything. Camila was more about like the overall like performance, and it was like two different experiences. So it was really cool to get those two opportunities, honestly, because I learned so many different things from both of them.
Yeah, and your background is a lot of like singing in the church and stuff like that. Your dad's a pastor. Do you mind telling us a little bit about your spiritual journey, like your testimony, like they would say in church, like kind of how, because your faith is kind of handed down to you, but then how did it kind of become your own, and like kind of your spiritual story?
I mean, as simple as it sounds, I don't know why, but since I was little, I've always believed in God. I've always, like, yes, it was my parents' faith, but I always wanted to know him myself. And I can remember since I was like 4 or 5 years old, just like in my bed at night praying and asking God to speak to me. And I would definitely say in different seasons of my life, God's revealed himself in totally different ways to me. Like marriage is a season that I've felt like I've been learning about God in ways that I never could have previously. So I would say, like, I don't know if it's really a testimony, except that I know God's been faithful in my life since I was born, and I've just always known him and had a relationship with him.
You got a degree in music business and technology. What made you decide to pursue that?
Well, I went to like 5 colleges and had about 20 different majors. And at some point, I was just like, hey, I like music. I like technology. I'm a graphic designer, website designer. Like, I do all kinds of stuff in the creative world besides music. So I was like, sure, this marks all the boxes. I just need to graduate at this point. So just enroll me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said that when you sang the song from Justin Bieber, that like you were thinking about your husband. Like, how do you tap into that? Because that was some serious, like, it was like palpable. Like, that's a weird word, but you could like feel it though. I'm like, and is it like draining after that to like you pour so much of yourself into that performance? Like, are you just like exhausted afterwards?
That's a good question. Yeah, I definitely felt a little drained after that. I don't know how to tap in, except I had to pray a lot before that performance because I felt like it was a big one. And I just, to be honest, I was thinking about my husband, but I was also thinking about God, and I was singing it to God. And I think that when people hear it, that's what they're feeling. They're feeling something beyond our own power in a way. Like, I don't know. If you believe in God, I'm just saying, like, I feel like God was moving through me in that moment. So yeah, it's like a beautiful picture of, in my mind, like marriage, love and marriage was God's design. And it's like I was singing about my husband, singing about the love of God, and just kind of like all of it blended into one. And I don't know. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Nice. You said on Instagram to Justin Bieber, let's collab. Like, who are some other...
I would love that. I would love that.
Who are some other people you'd like to sing, to collab with? Basically, what I'm asking is, who are some of your favorite singers, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my favorite band of all time is Coldplay, and my dream is to sing with Chris Martin. Like, if one day I could sing with him, I love him so much. Ed Sheeran for sure. Justin Bieber, of course. I would love to duet with like Camila Cabello. I don't know if you've heard of Lennon Stella, but she's like one of my favorites. So yeah, but I'm definitely open for a Justin Bieber collab.
A JB collab.
I would love it. It'd be so fun.
Kate.
See, Mark, I do know some singers. I knew everyone that she named.
Really? Wow.
Oh, good.
Andrew named a bunch of these that I had no idea, and he's like, do you even listen to music? Like, see, you actually can play the guitar and stuff too. Did you ever show that on The Voice? I don't remember seeing you play guitar.
I was too nervous, I think. I play piano and guitar, but I was like, I want to just focus on singing on the show because I was like way too stressed out. But I don't know. Like, if I would have progressed a little further, I think I would have played piano at some point.
Wow. How did you feel about the wardrobe department? Andrew loved it because he's like, they're giving him all these like leather jackets and all this stuff. Like, and I noticed with Emma on Instagram, she dresses totally different than how they dressed her on there with like the Sunday church hats and like all this stuff. Like, how did you feel about the wardrobe department?
I think they were amazing. For me, I hate shopping and looking for clothes. So it was actually nice that somebody else was telling me, hey, this looks good, because usually my husband's all about style. So it's usually him telling me, hey, try this because it'll look cool. But yeah, so the only funny thing was I became like the blazer girl. Like everybody was saying she wears blazers every single performance. And I think it's because I did like blazers and they just ran with it. So I don't know.
I did notice that too. I wasn't going to ask, but I was like, wore an awful lot of blazers.
Yeah, like I did tell them, I was like, hey, I could wear a dress or like something different. And every time it was like, blazer, we're putting her in a blazer.
No, you're the blazer girl.
No, we'll typecast you as the blazer girl.
They do have a strategy though. Like I've noticed that they want you to be memorable in your own way. So like they don't want you to change too much of your appearance throughout the show. So the voters remember you and everything. So it's kind of like for our benefit that I kept wearing a blazer, but
and it's almost like creating a character, almost like you're
Yeah.
the one that wears, this is your style.
Yeah, for sure. Like Rowan had a lot of like plaid pants and different tops and stuff. So now I'm looking and I'm noticing that everybody kind of had certain brands that they wore, you know.
Yeah, in one of your last performances, not your last one, but the Shania Twain one, your earpiece went out, and like you could tell, like I was telling my roommate because she was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Her earpiece is like messing up, like she can't hear." Like what is that like? Is it like when you have like your headphones on and you can't hear your voice, like? Because I know when I was a teenager, if I had my headphones on and I was listening to music and singing, like it wouldn't sound good. It would sound like I'd be like screaming. But in your head, in my head, it would sound good. But like I know it didn't because I couldn't hear my own voice. Like what is it like? What were you hearing?
Well, basically, yeah, they're basically noise canceling because it's designed for you to only hear what's in your ears. Because like when you're in a live room with people, for example, if it's an upbeat song, people might start clapping off beat and it might mess you up. So it's designed to like keep you from the outside noise. But I had like the band in my ears and I had the timer, like the click in my ears telling me where I am. But my voice wasn't in my ears. So then when I took out my in-ear, I'm hearing like an echoed version of my voice. And it was really quiet in the room, kind of. And it's like, it was just so hard to tell. I couldn't watch that performance for a while because I just was scared that I sang like in a different key, you know? And like my family was in the audience and they said they couldn't really tell, they couldn't hear very much. So they were saying like, we couldn't tell if you were on key or not either. We couldn't tell what was happening. So I don't know. That's kind of how it worked. And then afterwards, the sound guys, like all the production people, everyone on the crew swarmed me and was apologizing and said, like, we don't know what happened, but we're going to work through the night to make sure it never happens again. They like analyzed everything. And so the next day when I did my last chance performance, I was able to have like clear sound and everything. And I think what's most frustrating about it is that I wasn't able to give any emotion to the song really. Like, you know, we were just talking about everything I was able to bring to anyone, that performance. And then you go into this performance where I look distracted. I'm like, I can see how stressed I am. And I think that it puts the audience on edge a little bit, you know, like it's not a very comfortable thing to watch when somebody's clearly struggling. So I just felt like it took away from what I could have brought to that song, you know. So I was disappointed, of course, but
That was actually the perfect way to word it because like it was good because like you were just singing like what you were supposed to sing. But if you had that extra element of emotion that is really what you bring, like that's really like the thing that makes you special. That would have, I believe you would still be on the show right now. So that's so annoying. Who are you rooting for right now? That's still on the show, or even who are you rooting for? But who do you think is going to win? Because that might be two different things.
it's hard for me to say because you know, the top 16, we were together for so long. We built such a bond. So I'm like rooting for all of them. Like, you know, I hate to see anybody go home at this point. It broke my heart seeing Eric go home and Alyssa and Devix and stuff. So it's hard to say who I'm rooting for, but I could totally see like Omar winning. I could see Bodie winning. I could see any of them winning. That's the hard part. It's hard.
Yeah, Omar's my favorite of the ones left. Then Parajita. Then I like Braden. So
Yeah.
it'd been funny if you were like, "Well, I don't really know who's gonna win, as long as like Bryce doesn't win."
No, I'm rooting for Bryce. He's my friend.
That would be hilarious. Like if you just chose one. Like,
Yeah.
Poor Bryce, you know, he's taken a lot of hate because he's beat me twice. Like he beat me in the knockouts, he beat me in the lives, and people are like, "Kate, justice for Kate. She should still be there and stuff." And I'm like, Bryce, he was like telling me, he's like, "I don't deserve it. You should have won, whatever." I was like, Bryce, you deserve this. You're amazing. and I'm rooting for him all the way. So anyways, he's the sweetest guy though.
Your last performance was When I Look at You. That one was really good. And if there was ever a redemption song, that was it. Like,
Thank
I've
you.
been listening to it like all morning. Like, I love it. That was so good. You did such a good job with that one.
When I Look at You, I loved having that as my last chance because I knew it so well. And it was a song that meant a lot to me. So it was the perfect song that, like, if you have to perform last minute, I could just jump in and sing that one, you know, without nerves and worried about, like, am I getting the lyrics right and everything. So
yeah. And on Instagram, you talked about, you kind of summed it all up with a post and said that you thanked NBC, all that stuff, and you said that through the nerves and pressure and expectations and comparison stuff that you felt, like God was with you through that, and He revealed Himself to you. Like, how did God reveal Himself to you through those experiences and help kind of get you through that time? Like, just kind of expand on that if you can.
Yeah, well, for one thing, it's rare that you're going to be in a hotel room alone for as much time as I was. And on those off days, I got so bored of TV. I got so bored of like scrolling Instagram and stuff. And I was like, what am I going to do with my time? And so I started reading scripture, and I felt like I was watching sermons and like doing all kinds of stuff like that and journaling. And I just felt like God spoke to me in new ways while I was in Los Angeles. And then I get so nervous before these performances. I would be shaking and losing my mind. And I was just praying like, God, please help me. God, please help me. God, please help me. And like, I don't know if you remember, but Kevin sang like his Last Chance song right before me. And during his song, I was standing there like physically about to have like a panic attack. I could not get through it. I was like, God, I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. And I'm not kidding. Like the second I stepped on the stage, everything, all of that just went away. And I just felt like, wow, God is with me. Like no matter what happens in this moment, I know He's with me. He removed my fear. He removed my anxiety. And I'm just going to sing this to Him right now. And so I did. I sang like, when the waves are flooding the shore, these nerves, this fear, whatever, like I just lived that out of, I look at you. And anyway, so that just felt really like a big moment and the perfect way to end cap the show for me.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite Bible verses?
My favorite like passage of scripture is in Hebrews 12, and it just talks about like running the race of life. And I love how it says like we fix our eyes on Jesus. We don't fix our eyes on the natural realm. So it's like a reminder to me constantly of like when I get distracted by all the stuff around me, like I'm gonna fix my eyes on Jesus.
I have your Instagram, Kate Kalvach, right there.
Right there.
We also
follow that.
You also have a YouTube channel, so I'm going to post that in the bio. Do you have a message to your supporters, all the little girls out there that were watching you, voting for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to everybody for supporting me, loving me, praying for me. I felt all of the love and the prayers while I was on the show. And if you've ever thought about doing something like this, I highly recommend it. Just follow your dreams, do what you're meant to do. Yeah, and new music is coming, and I'm excited to share all the new seasons and new things with you. What's your Instagram, by the way?
It's Mark Gomez.
Okay.
But it has like 3 Z's on
3 Z's, yeah, but it should pop up like while you're mid-typing Mark Gomez.
Okay, yeah. Jillian follows you.
Oh, yeah. You know her?
Yeah, she was on the show with me.
Wait, who's Jillian?
Jillian Jordan,
She's my friend. She's a singer.
Oh, huh. Well, that's crazy. You had a connection.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, do you guys want to meet my husband? He just got here.
Yeah, I actually do.
Do you want to meet these guys from the podcast? He just worked out. So.
He's like, not really.
He's like, I got the pump right now. He's gonna come in flexing.
He's literally eating.
Come in with his shirt off.
He's not embarrassed to do that, so I wanted to. What are you eating?
There he is. What's up, man?
Hi, how's it going?
The mustache.
I know the mustache is nice.
Yeah, how are you doing?
You caught me in like the worst time, but it's all good. How you guys doing?
You'll have to come on the podcast next. You sound like you have an interesting story from the Czech Republic and stuff.
Yeah, I sure do.
He does, and like I said, we're working on his music in English right now. So like we're gonna be trying to like release stuff at the same time and work together and stuff. So
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on again. We appreciate having you.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet both of y'all. Bro, and the 4 times my camera turned off, it was Bianca calling me. How do you not get called? Okay, so like, say if I were to hop on StreamYard with you, what should
So
I
your
do
phone
to
should
not-
have a do not disturb button on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
So let's see. So in mine.
Because I'm like scared now, like.
So in mine,
future.
I dragged down the thing.
Oh, you drag down your phone and turn on Do Not Disturb the little moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
I definitely should.
There it is. That little thing with the minus sign in it.
Yeah.
When you do that, then you can do whatever you want to. But just you won't get notifications from social media. You won't get phone calls. You won't get text, stuff like that.
Okay.
This is crazy. I'm telling you stuff like about technology. This was a moment I never thought would happen. I get to tell Mark Gomez something about technology that he didn't know. This is a big moment for me.
Yeah, but my girlfriend called me like 4 times. I'm over here like trying to like text her like, stop, I'm on a podcast like on the side, but not make it obvious. And she's like spamming like, hello, I guess you're not getting no gifts for Christmas. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? I'm on a podcast. What would you rather do? Receive $1 million or 50% chance for $1 billion?
Wait, what? Receive? I'd so for sure get $1 million.
For sure get $1 million or 50% chance for $1 billion.
Or taxes taken out?
No.
Then yeah, for sure $1 million. Then like, what the heck?
For real?
I'd be set for life. Why do I need more than that? Like, especially with like, oh, I'm gonna turn down $1 million and then not get the $1 billion either, possibly.
Yeah, that's a crazy one right there. Turning down the $1 million and not getting the $1 billion is just like.
What would you do?
I would cry if I turned down the $1 million. And what would I do? I'd probably like, to be honest, I'd risk it all. To be honest, 50% chance.
You must be pretty set then, because like most people would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna risk that.
Actually, I don't know though. $1 million is a lot.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I can't believe my thing didn't die. This thing.
Oh, look at me! I have one of those little. Hey, we have this.
Yours looks a little different than mine, but they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, mine's probably a little cheaper.
No, mine's like $5.
Mine's $5 too.
What?
Where the $5?
I got it on Amazon.
I think I got mine at 5 and below.
This little teeny tiny thing though, it freaking it costs like what am I trying to say?
I didn't get it 5 and below.
You can tell I've been up for a while. This little freaking thing, it takes like 2 hours to charge or something like that. 2.5
I don't know, but it's like terrible. I have to keep mine plugged in. Look, mine's plugged in. If not, the second I unplug it, it gets dim. I don't know, but hey,
I don't know if I can.
It does its job, so.
Yeah, mine has different colors too.
Oh, see, you got the fancy one. Mine just changes, like it goes from dim.
Well, the colors
brighter,
are stupid though.
Right,
right.
Right.
It's like orange.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of like Who Wants to Be Orange Trump.
Yeah, like no one wants to be orange. Yeah.
And then one of them's like blue.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Blue, and then it's white.
You're like a Smurf. Like the white one's the only.
Yo, Drew, some of the stuff you were saying on the podcast was hilarious.
Like what?
I don't remember, but it was having me crack up. You're hilarious. I was gonna text you, and be like, "You're so hilarious."
I gotta throw jokes and stuff in. Like I can't be serious the whole time.
Yeah, it can't be all serious. Yeah, I like how you throw jokes in, but it's hilarious. It's so bad. I still need to take a shower, but I have all these hairs on me.
You went to sleep like that, so now
Yeah, I
it's
was so tired. I was so tired.
You're always tired because you stay up all night.
I know.